going on, guys? Jake from YCG back with another video. Today we're going to talk about cold air intakes. So first, what I want to do is show you guys, oh boy, just the stock, the sound, and what I want to digress is I'm going to do a couple little tests. I'm sure it won't make too much of a difference, but it's kind of piqued my curiosity. I'm sure it's piqued everybody else's. I haven't found a very good video on it, so this is the stock intake. This, I've heard that this kind of silences it, and this is the good old factory air box. I'm sure that you should. I've heard a couple things where some people suggest getting an enclosed system like this, but an aftermarket one because of hot air. Personally, it's like, I want to say $400 to $600 for that. Honestly, I don't really do it fully for gains. I enjoy the sound. I mean, if it does get gains, it's a little bit better on the engine. We'll find out today because I'll be looking at temperatures and stuff like that. Anyways, so this will be the sounds of the intake, just completely stock. I'd say we'll do a couple of 3,000 RPM revs, and then maybe one or two 4,000. We're back. We've probably drove for like 30 seconds to a minute. Intake at before we started driving was 89. We've drove for about 30 seconds to 84. So we're gonna do our first dig. So right there, we spun a very tiny bit. You can hear a traction brake. We did it in 5.3 seconds. Now, I know this car can go faster. I don't know how I did, but one time I managed to, for my best is 4.8. I don't know what I did differently. I don't know if I had just recently smoked my tires and then I did it, or if I just got God's grace of traction. But air intake is actually down to 82 now instead of 84, which is pretty impressive. Now, if we look at our timers here, its estimated quarter mile is 17.5. Oh, that's current. No, we don't want to look at last. Okay, so 0 to 60 is 5.3. Quarter mile estimate was 9.5. Or eighth of a mile. Quarter mile 17.5. See, I don't know if I fully believe that, just because it also states that the eighth of a mile would be at 55 miles per hour. So, be as that may, 0 to 60 was 5.3. So now we're gonna do our next run here. Next run, I think we're gonna. All right, go. Now that one was pretty good. We got a 5-second flat. I very slightly, you know, you couldn't even hear him squeak. You just kind of heard the engine going. Very slightly try to burn them. This time we got a, like I said, 5-second flat on 0 to 60. We got an estimated 8.8 on an eighth of a mile, and quarter mile went down to 16.5, which originally was 17 something, 17.7. Air intake has gone down. It just said 80, now it's back to 82. Which again, not that bad. I should have been checking the oil. We'll check the oil before this last one goes. Oil temp of 192. I think right now what helped us again for this dig was the fact that we got the tires warmed up a little bit instead of the first time. First time was just cold tires. That might have affected us a little bit, so I just need to keep in mind for the second one that I gotta heat them up a little bit. Anyways, I'm trying to make sure I don't hit a bad pothole. I remember a few times hitting a bad pothole here. So let's try it. Keep on losing traction, man. That one was a 5.2, oil temp at 195. Not sure if that really really made any difference at all. Air intake just after that pull went down to 80, came back up to 82 after I finished the pull and just started driving normal. So our timers here last 5.2, eighth of a mile at 9 seconds, quarter mile at 16.6. So now with that in mind, guys, this is, whoop. All right, so we're back. We've got the cold air intake installed. Tried this before, haven't had good traction. I think I've been in the rocky area too long, so I think a better road. Got traction control off, sport mode on. All right, let's go. So that one, we got a 5.2 estimated quarter mile of 9.1 at 64. So I don't really think that's a quarter mile is good. Good reference point. Now there's this eighth mile, just because I think that goes based off as long as you're pulling the throttle when you actually go the quarter mile. So I don't think that's all relevant. Let's check our gauge. We're at about 102, so we're running a little warm, I'd say. I think the other one was actually kind of cooler, in honesty. But we will do another one, I think with traction control on, just to see if that will actually benefit us at all. So we're gonna turn back on traction control, because honestly, I think traction control is gonna do us a lot more good than not on, to be honest with you. All right. Apparently traction's not my friend today. We sounds like we spun again. I'm not sure what to say here. I'd say it's about comparable results, if not just varying on the temperature outside. I've got made a little bit better run when I didn't have the intake, because I did a burnout beforehand. So I think I might turn off on another road here and I might do a burnout. But right now, as it's looking, it's about the same results. I don't really think it's improved too much. Right now, the only noticeable thing I can tell is when you're, you know, in park and neutral and you rev it, you can hear it sucking air. So if you're going for that, I'd say go ahead and do it. But performance-wise, it doesn't seem like it's done anything too crazy for me. I think I'm still sitting at right where I usually am. So I'll catch you guys in a second here when I work on the third run. All right, guys, we're gonna end the video with my final opinion on the intake. So overall, that's a cool little thing to do if you want to hear your intake sucking in. Yeah, I can kind of hear it while I'm driving. Mainly it's when I rev it. I haven't noticed too much performance-wise. I noticed a little bit one time. I got like 5 seconds or something. But one thing I thought of is it's been about a week or two since I've actually recorded the actual other parts of the videos. I think I might have had more gas, and gas weighs a bit. So if I was getting like 5.2, I might have actually gotten the 4s. So it might work a little bit better, but in my opinion, if you really, really don't want to spend the money, it's solely for performance, and you don't have any other mods done, I wouldn't do it. But if you like the sound and you don't mind actually a little bit of performance, go ahead and take it. It does get pretty hot. I noticed this air intake temperature is a lot hotter than my stock, but I've actually taken out the holes here, and I've inserted a Spectre 3-inch hoses for air induction, and that's just to help out get air in. I've also done it in here, kind of put it at an angle, that way it doesn't actually like soak on any electronics if water get in. But all in all, I think it's pretty nice to hear. I would suggest it if you really like the sound of the air intakes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This is Jake from Young Car Guys. Have a good day.